Hello, guys. I hope you're well. I apologize. Friday, before I could get to this in a way that made sense, I realize a lot of the materials I put on for the Theory of Planned Behavior video here are really long and dense, and there's a research article that just was dense and not as useful. So I put up some more simple graphs. I am just going to do this quick video, which is an overview. And I also put up another research article that isn't quite as dense, and it has some really good application about smoking in Indonesia, how they use this theory in particular to deal with smoking. And so it's really helpful. So as a health provider, as a parent, as a significant other, as even a professor, we're all looking for ways to motivate good behavior and behavioral change. And honestly, it all comes down to intention. What do you intend to do about something that needs to be done? Whether it's, do you intend to do your homework? Do you intend to write this research paper and take care of it? Do you intend to stop a behavior that would be harmful to you? What determines if somebody is likely to follow through on an intention? I heard it said once, it's an old saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's kind of negative, but it's basically saying that everybody has good intentions, but usually they don't follow through. So what makes a person follow through on intentions, on a good intention? It is what the theory of planned behavior is trying to explain, okay? And I think these theories sometimes get lost in the complexity of them, when really it is simpler than we make it sometimes. So I would like to break this down just a bit to where it makes sense. Honestly, it comes down to three things. Your likelihood of finishing or following through on an intention that would be good for you comes down to your attitude, your subjective norms, and your perceived behavior control. So quickly, basically what I'm saying is your attitude is, we all know what that means, but how do you feel about it? Do you like this thing that you're intending to do? Is this something you feel positive or negative about? And then what do others think about it is part of the subjective norms. What do people around you consider and think about that? People that you hold in respect and have respect for and hold in high regard. And then finally, do I have the right skills to do this intention? Can I follow through with this thing that I want to do? Do I have self-efficacy? Do I believe I can do it? Do I have the confidence I can do it? Now, we touched on this in self-determination theory, and it was a common thread when we talked about confidence. But this one is a little more interesting. So, honestly, at the end of the day, if you like the intention that you're setting and you feel positive about it, if people around you are supportive of it, and if you feel like you can actually do it, you're probably going to do it. We could probably predict that you would do it if those three things are in play. But what are the roadblocks to these three things? Okay, so in breaking down attitude, the theory breaks down into two parts. I like it or I don't like it, and it would help me or be useful to me. So that has to do with your attitude towards something. So I'm going to use a really mundane example so I don't steal some of yours, okay? I'm going to use an air fryer. Okay, who has an air fryer? If we were in live class, you might raise your hand. Even in dorm rooms, I know air fryers are a big deal because, you know, you can have these delicious snacks, low fat, and they're wonderful. Well, when I first heard about getting an air fryer, I honestly wasn't thrilled. I'd heard about an Instapot that sounded really difficult. So when someone said, oh, don't get an Instapot, but then get an air fryer, I was like, I don't want one more thing on my counter. I don't want to have to put something away. I don't have cupboard space. It's probably complicated. It's probably like a pressure cooker. And how good can something be if you don't fry it in oil? I just didn't believe that it necessarily could be a good thing, okay? So I held out for quite a while. I didn't buy one. I didn't think I would like it. I didn't think I would use it. and I didn't think it would be useful, and I didn't think it would have usefulness to me, because even if it was perceived to be more healthy, I just didn't see myself doing it. I was not excited about it. Then we come to the subjective norms. That's people around you. What are their attitudes? Originally, I found a few people who agreed with me. I was like, I don't feel like getting an air fryer. I don't, the Instapot thing, people rave about it, but I haven't really got on board. But then I started to see people going, oh my God, you need to get one. It's a game changer. You can have delicious cheese curds, just like you order at the best restaurant, but they're really good, healthy, and you can have them at home. I'm like, really? And then somebody said, yeah, some nights for a fun meal, I just buy a bunch of frozen appetizers and I take them out, and everybody makes their own plate of a mixture of things, and they put them in the air fryer and make their food. In 10 minutes, their plate's done. I was like, oh. And then somebody I know bought one and had me over, and I had something in it, and it was delicious. It was crispy. It was like it had been deep fried. And I'm like, there's no oil? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, I think I could do that. I think it would be worth buying because maybe I would use it. Then I began to think about, do I have the money to buy it? Which I did, because they're not that expensive. And could I find one big enough that would feed my family instead of like a little single serve thing? I could. And would I use it? And I decided that I would. So I bought an air fryer, and I'm happy. So even though my beginning attitude wasn't that great, the subjective norms, the people around me, I started in observing them, I realized maybe I'm wrong and maybe I could do this, and I changed my mind. Okay? Does that make sense? So it's attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavioral control. This was about food. This example I put on your canvas. So you're wanting to eat new fruits and vegetables. So you say, well, I like trying new fruits. I like trying new vegetables. And it would help me with my weight. It would help me with energy. It would be a good cleansing thing for my body. Maybe I should do that. I feel good about that. Then a lot of my family members or friends are all on the same page. I have a lot of friends that are vegetarian, actually, or vegan. And the more I see how they eat, it's like, they feel better, they're healthier, their digestive issues are better. And they can satisfy your hunger longer sometimes. So like sweet potatoes are just wonderful. I really like sweet potatoes. And when I eat one, it's filling, and I felt like I got something good for me, and it's yummy. So do I have control? Can I buy more fruits and vegetables? Do I have access to buying fruits and vegetables? Do I have access to buying the good kinds and fresh kinds? Yes, I do, actually. And they're still pretty reasonable at the store. So I can afford it. I have access to it. So I should do it. So therefore, my intention to eat more fruits and vegetables is probably going to be positive, and I'm probably going to follow through with it, and the outcome will be good. Because at the end of the day, we want a good outcome when we're motivating people to change. We don't want them to fail. We don't want them to fall on their face and give up. We want it to be a doable thing. So the benefit of looking at this theory is looking at the why people follow through with something. What are the roadblocks? Why is their attitude bad? Why is their attitude negative? Why are they not being surrounded with more positive people that would enforce a positive change? And then finally, why do they not feel like they're capable to make this change? What are those roadblocks that we could eliminate? So as a healthcare provider, as a public health person, just as a friend and as a partner and as a parent, this behavior model is really, really interesting. So what I would like you to do to earn your 25 points is take what I'm saying, take the charts that I put here, come up with a hypothetical person, create a fictional person, and give them a task and carry them through the steps. This is George. George wants to stop smoking, but George's attitude is this. George's subjective norms are this. George's idea of his perceived behavioral control is this. I want you to flesh out a hypothetical situation with a fictional character with a fictional example. Okay? Can you do that for me? Thank you. My son had surgery this week, so I have been playing catch up all week. And again, I feel bad sometimes that you guys, I feel like, get my last and best stuff, at least of my best stuff, at the end of the week with 5 classes. So forgive me. I care, and I'm here for you. Call me. I appreciate you all getting your sources in. Most all of you did. So thank you. And I will talk to you soon. Next week, there will be a quiz. It'll probably be available on Thursday, and it will be on this theory and the last theory. Okay? The self-determination, I believe. So thank you. Bless you. I'm going to put this up on YouTube and load it.